Okay, so I am making magic cookie bars my way. And I had to do some substitutions from even a recipe that I sort of recreated long ago due to my son's peanut tree nut allergy. So first things first, I'm going to create the crust that goes on the bottom of these magic cookie bars. So you will need 1 sleeve of saltine crackers. Typically for the original recipe, it calls for graham cracker crumbs. You can definitely do that. I will link the Eagle brand original recipe for magic cookie bars, but I like to use saltine crackers because I like the salty and sweet. So 1 sleeve of saltine crackers, and I just gave it a whirl in my food processor to get it into crumbs. So to put the crust together, I'm going to take 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of peanut butter is what I like to do, but because of my son's food allergies, I opt for Sunbutter. So now what I'm going to do is pop this into the microwave, give it a mix until everything is melted and combined. Okay, so now let's put this crust together. Here goes my 1.5 cups of saltine cracker crumbs. The original recipe calls for graham cracker crumbs. You can definitely use that if that's what you have. And now I'm going to pour in my melted butter, peanut butter, or sun butter mixture. And this is going to create a delicious crust and flavor to these magic cookie bars. All right, give that a mix. Okay, so this is combined. Now, in a 9x13 baking dish, I sprayed my baking dish with cooking spray and then placed a parchment paper to line the bottom. And now I'm going to add all of my saltine crust mixture into my baking dish. Now I'm going to take just a measuring cup, it's flat bottomed, and I'm going to press in this saltine cracker peanut butter crust at the bottom. Okay, so I have my crust in my baking dish. So now I'm going to take a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, and I'm going to drizzle, let me get some off of here. I'm going to drizzle part of the can, maybe a half of the can. Okay, so I made the mistake and tried to spread that. Why did I do that? So now I'm going to be using 1 cup of dark chocolate chips and 1 cup of butterscotch chips. If all you have is semi-sweet milk chocolate or just dark chocolate chips, use 2 cups, or basically 1 10-ounce bag. That's typically what the bags come in. But I'm going to take just a handful of chocolate chips and layer this all on the bottom. I'm going to take some of my butterscotch chips. You could use like Reese's Pieces candy, the peanut butter candy. Now I'm going to add some unsweetened shredded coconut. And if you have sweetened, you can use that. I just find that everything's so sweet, so unsweetened kind of works for me. So I'm going to go in, and all you're doing is layering the chocolate chips, the butterscotch chips, and the shredded coconut. So I've done my first layer, and what I like to do, this is me, you don't have to do this, this is not in the original recipe, but I like to add just a sprinkle of sea salt. It complements the chocolate and the sweetened condensed milk and the coconut very well in this dessert. So now I'm going to start again. I'm going to go with my chocolate chips. Now you're just going to drizzle all of the sweetened condensed milk all over. And be sure to check the description below. I will put all the ingredients and measurements I used below this video. Now I'm going to sprinkle on a little more sea salt right on top. And you can skip the sea salt. That is not a common ingredient with these magic cookie bars, or at least from the original recipe. But like I said, this is so sweet. The salt really does balance the flavors, and the use of the saltine crackers with the sun butter and The dark chocolate chips really does, in my opinion, balance the sweetness of that sweetened condensed milk. Okay, this is going to go in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, so now I am going to let this set and cool for about 20 minutes or so. Then I'm going to put it on a cutting board and cut it into squares or rectangular bars. It's really up to you, but this is done. But you do want to let this completely cool. Okay, this is cooled, so now I'm just going to cut into bars or squares. And I'll go across just like that. Okay, so I've cut them into 12 bars. You could even cut these smaller, but take a look at this. This is a delicious variation of magic cookie bars. And you could also add nuts to this. I used to add chopped pecans or walnuts, but again, since my son cannot have tree nuts or peanuts, we opt to leave them out. But this is a very delicious treat. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.